Mm-hmm. Yes, that's true. A lot of learners, on Clapingo tell me that, ma'am, I read a lot of books, okay? I read a lot of books, I write English well, but the speaking part, that just doesn't come to me. So my answer to them always is, if you
Gaining
want to become
something.
a
The way I'm talking to you, I gain some vocabularies, I gain some
yes.
kind of sentences through you. But if my partner is not speaking to my level, if he is struggling to frame sentences, if I'm trying to make him understand, then I am in a way, employed in teaching him. I am not learning or advancing my English or
Are
enriching
you
myself.
excited about that prospect?
Very, very, very much. In fact, I've been waiting that when will I finish this period? I'm praying God that it finishes as soon as possible, and then I can enroll myself as a teacher, a professional educator on the basis of my degree. As of now, I'm teaching in private coachings just for
Okay.
experience purpose. I
Right.
haven't joined college. So
That's
for
good.
that,
That's good. Yeah.
yeah.
So experience counts, okay? So experience
Hmm.
counts a lot. So
Yes.
is this your final year, or do you have any more semesters pending? How is
Two
it?
more semesters pending.
Two
Two.
more semesters pending. Okay, amazing. So I hope you're enjoying the course.
I feel no, I'm not, because I have been a science student.
Yeah.
I have studied core scientific subjects and all related to knowledge and gaining something from it. But in B.Ed, it is like all
Mhm.
theory and related to how children grow up. And it's very
Oh.
basic, very basic. So I find it that sometimes, if I have to put down the answer of 5 marks
Mhm.
on a
Mhm.
single sheet of paper, and I
Yeah.
can summarize that entire points in 2 or 3 sentences. Whereas I feel, what do I write for entire 5 marks? It's something
Okay.
in the repetitive, in the same thing being repeated. So I
Oh
feel that
yes.
it is difficult for me.
I understand your pain completely, because this was also an issue with me. Like, if there is
Huh.
a question, it's easy to write in pointers. Like, building the whole story around it, it's a little difficult, no? So, yeah.
Yeah. And my teachers ask me that for 5 marks, at least you have to write 2 pages. And I feel, how will I? How will I be able to write 2 pages if they're asking
Two
me that?
pages. Yeah.
Tell us about the children's cognitive development. I mean, how their mind develops. So
Okay.
something I understand, okay, but I can write very well in short points, in a kind
Okay.
of summary. But they ask us to write in detail, and one at the same thing with different emphasizing words they put
Mm-hmm.
down when I read the
Okay.
theory, and I feel that
Right.
this also means this and this also means this. Same thing.
It's like paraphrasing the same
Yes.
information in as
Yes.
many ways as possible, like that.
Yes, paraphrasing. Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. So it's a part of the job, no worries. Once you're done with it, you can get into the practical aspect,
Yes.
right? Just like one of the stepping stones for it, right? So yeah, that's all it is. So you told me that you're already working with private institutes. So
Mm.
uh, you teach children of what age group?
11th and 12th. I don't
11.
teach young kids. No, I don't deal with young kids. See, when it was the first time, I was a bit hesitant, nervous also, because that was the first student, and it is a matter of career for somebody. For me,
Of
it's just
course.
an experience, but 11th and 12th is a career for somebody to build
Absolutely.
their
Yeah.
entire life based on their 11th and 12th science field. Either they would be preferring JEE for engineering or NEET exams. So first time I was hesitant, but when my student scored highest in
Yeah.
chemistry, I was so happy. He scored 90. I don't know if he's watching me. He's one of my subscriber also. He scored 90.
Okay.
After that, I became so confident that yes, if I could handle this person. It started with one student, and now I'm teaching in coaching classes with many students.
That's a stellar score, to be very honest with you. It's easy to score when you're in your primary classes or in middle school. But once you get
Hmm.
into the zone of, being in competitive exams, it becomes very difficult to score, right? So, great job, great job. I
Yes.
really, like, chemistry for me was the toughest subject to crack. Even I was a science student, so physics, biology, and mathematics were like, okay, I could manage it, but chemistry was extremely tough for me. I really wish I had you as my trainer probably that time. Maybe my scores could have leveled up than what they are right now. Okay, cool. Since we are on the topic of science and technology, I would love to know whether at any point in your life, when you were a school student or a college student, did you ever enjoy watching Discovery Channel or the National Geographic?
Discovery, I would watch.
Mm-hmm.
National Geographic also I have watched, but during my school days, I don't remember exactly because I don't watch TV as of now. It has been maybe 8 to 10 years that I've stopped watching TV. I don't
God,
watch
that's
TV
quite a
anymore.
long time.
Yeah, when I was in class ninth, my parents were very strict regarding my syllabus and my studies and my
Okay.
performance in school. So they always insisted me to study more and not to waste time watching TV. So I feel the difference. So I thank my parents now. But ultimately, that was the phase of my life when I felt that they don't allow us watching TV. All my friends were discussing about, every programs being
TV
watched on TV.
serials.
Yes,
Yeah.
in school, and I would be
Mhm.
just wondering. In my school
You would
also,
feel isolated like that.
yes, most
Yeah.
of the times
Yes.
isolation. And I was that student who people would think that she is always studying and she doesn't know anything about extra thing and she doesn't like to talk. But it was
Okay.
not the way. I always felt that somebody should approach me, talk to me, and make me their friend. But they said that you are scholar. These talks are not of your type, so you can sit and study. So I would feel that a bit bad about in
Yes.
my young age, but later I developed all these qualities of being extrovert
Yeah.
and talking to people, approaching people, and having a good sense of humor, I would say.
Okay.
I developed. So I don't remember exactly about Discovery and National
Mhm.
Geographic, but through YouTube, I know this person, Bear
Okay.
Grylls,
Yeah.
who who is the host of that channel, Man versus
Right.
Wild. I would watch that for adventure activities he would do and the facts he would give and the way he would harness everything, the
Mhm.
worst of Mother Nature,
Hmm.
I feel. Surviving in the worst condition. He showed that. So I would like that.
Right. So I get it. Bear Grylls show it's a little too intense, right? So he's actually in the wild, hunting for food,
Yeah.
surviving in the most brutal conditions. So it's not easy, but I think it's quite an interesting watch. I've watched one or two episodes, not more than that,
Mhm.
but
Mhm.
I've heard from people that it's really good. And
Mhm.
yeah, coming to the topic of the TV not being there in your growing up years, I think your parents did exercise some tough love, but I think in the long run it has helped you a lot, right? Yeah.
In my case, ma'am, we had TV, but not the cable connection. Not the cable
Okay.
connection. So I was
Okay.
left with just two channels, DD National, DD
Yeah.
News, Doordarshan National and News, those two channels.
Okay.
And
Hmm.
in that also, I gained so much. I'm thankful for my own self for building this in my life. When I would watch news channel of those
Yeah.
English news narrators when they would speak, I
Yes.
felt that I am in English medium school. I'm trying so hard to speak English, but I'm
Yeah.
unable to do so.
Hmm.
I mean, I wasn't able to talk to people if they ask me something instantly. It was so
Right.
difficult for me to answer them. So I felt
Okay.
that I'll watch this news channel because they at that time we did not have internet so speedy and I did not have phone and anything. I only had TV in my house, that too DD news channel. So I would watch news reporters here on the channel, English
Okay.
news basically, and
Yeah.
I thought that they speak on their own. I never realized that they have their screen in front through which they read or something like that. But I
Yeah.
thought that these people are super fast in English. So
So
I
you
would
told
sit
me
and
that,
listen to them.
yeah, right. So sorry to interrupt. I'm just a little
No problem.
curious. You said that you used to feel very nervous while talking in English. You couldn't speak in English, right? So
Yes.
was this because of nervousness or was this because of a lack of knowledge on the basics of English? What was holding you back that time?
Ma'am, lack of knowledge. Because
Lack
I
of
did not have
knowledge.
more of speaking practice. All my friends, although I was in English medium school, but my colleagues and everybody were from the same background where I belong. All
Okay.
Hindi speaking or Marathi speaking people. I mean, their
Yeah.
mother tongue was either Hindi or Marathi.
Okay.
So I would be talking to all of them in Hindi only. And our teachers also, when children are young and they don't understand English, the teachers also think that they should be explaining the things and concepts in Hindi so that students find it
Correct.
familiar and they understand the concepts. So some
Yes.
teachers here and there would speak in English, especially English teacher would speak in English, but
Hmm.
others teachers did not. And my parents also used to say that you are in English medium school and you can't speak. Many students, he said that we were in Hindi
Yeah.
medium, Marathi medium, Urdu medium, all of them speak in their language of their school. But
Correct.
you being in English medium, you people use Hindi all the time. What is this kind of talking you do? Talk to
Yes.
people in English. So he got me a rapid X English speaking course book. He told me that you start reading this and start speaking to yourself. But everything, now I recollect everything and I feel everything helped me slowly, slowly,
Hmm.
little, little to build in what I am today.
Hmm. Yes, that's true. A lot of learners, on Clapingo tell me that, ma'am, I read a lot of books, okay? I read a lot of books, I write English well, but the speaking part, that just doesn't come to me. So my answer to them always is, if you want to become a good speaker, you have to practice speaking more. Of course, reading will definitely help you understand sentence structures better, but
Mm.
ultimately, if you want to become a good speaker, you have to speak more. There is no other way. That's the only way, right? So yeah, I think with more practice, you have become very, very fluent, and you should be really proud of how far you've come in this journey, from not being able to speak at all, not having the language, to now being a trainer yourself. So it must feel really good, right, to be in this
Yes,
side
ma'am.
of the spectrum,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I feel that through my journey, I have helped people through my
Hmm.
YouTube channel also to learn this language on their own and try their level best. As I believe that if I can do it on my own, all my years practicing it to myself, and the way I
Yes.
have done it, if people also follow the same, it will be a kind of immense benefit
Yes.
for them to start practicing, because people feel that if they have a partner to talk, only then they'll be able to speak well. But I believe, ma'am, if my partner is competitive, I am gaining something. The way I'm talking to you, I gain some vocabularies, I gain some
Yes.
kind of sentences through you. But if my partner is not speaking to my level, if he is struggling to frame sentences, if I'm trying to make him understand, then I am in a way employed in teaching him. I am not learning or advancing my English or
Yes.
enriching myself. So for
Right.
this, you will have to start reading more. It will train your vocal cords to speak well, and the lip sync will be automatic, certainly, because the word pronunciation is quite difficult when you speak
Correct.
for the
Yeah.
very first time. So I feel that this helps a lot in reading, and at the same time, you gain varied vocabularies, and it will
Absolutely.
strengthen your English language if you are employing these vocabularies in your daily life by underlining it or by keeping it in a separate book or writing it somewhere and trying to
Right.
frame sentences over it.
So
I'm doing so.
yeah, I think your urge to enhance your English speaking skills more and more, it's pretty inspiring, because even though you're a tutor, you said that you want to speak with people who are either as good as you or better than you. This indicates that you're not complacent, right? You're not
Mm,
complacent with what you have already, and you
mm,
still want
mm.
to aim for something
Yes.
that's higher. So that's a very good quality to have. In today's session, you spoke very, very well. I think you speak very fast, right? But still, I'm able to hold on to every single word that you say, because your pronunciation, the way your enunciations also, it's very good. Okay. If I
Okay,
have to
ma'am.
correct something, Kavita, since you said you want to improve more and more, it's best not to make even silly mistakes whenever you
Mm,
start any of your sentences or anything with one off, right? So it's always
mm.
one of many. Okay, one of my
One of
students is one of,
one of my students.
yeah,
Yes.
right. So this
Yes.
is the
One of my
only rule. Yeah, one of my students, one of my teachers, one of
mm,
my children. So
mm.
this is the
Yes,
rule.
right.
Okay, so just
Yes.
keep this in mind. Apart from that, you were phenomenal as usual. Yeah, yeah, that's all. That's all I would like to say. And I
Thank
think we
you,
have
ma'am.
a couple of more seconds to go. Have a wonderful
Okay.
day. As always, it's a pleasure interacting with you. And
Thank you,
all
ma'am.
the best for your exams. I'm sure
Thank
you're
you.
going to ace it.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so
Okay.
much.
All right. All the best, Kavita. Bye. Take care.